Hey guys, Stealing Mankind here, and this is the first episode of a new series I'm going to be doing that's going to be an in-depth look at both video games and films and maybe something else if I decide on it. And I just want to throw it out there, see what you guys think, discuss, talk to me, give me feedback on what I should change or what you like about it. But first, before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to my friend Thayer, who wrote the music I'm going to be using for the intro and background for all of my videos from now on. The link to his Bandcamp is down in the description. Go check it out and give him a listen, and thanks guys, hope you like the video. Hey guys, Stealing Mankind here, and today we are going to go over my thoughts on what drew me into Demon's Souls. Aside from the core gameplay, when it comes to From Software games, the lore, and more importantly, the themes behind the lore keep me coming back time after time. Now, I came to the entire series in between Dark Souls 2 and 3, so I was a late addition to the franchise, as I'm sure many people were as their popularity grew. Last year, after I finished Dark Souls 3, I decided it was time to go back to the beginning, back to the game that Sony themselves did not even want to take ownership of in its time. Let's talk a little bit about the backstory presented early on in the game, mostly through the opening cutscene. The kingdom of Boletaria has been engulfed in fog after a long period of prosperity and has been cut off from the rest of the world. The king, Allant, had utilized the power of demon souls to bring about this rise in fortunes. However, the overuse of these souls has brought about the awakening of the Old One, an immensely powerful demon that slumbers beneath the nexus that connects the world. Now let's take a second and look at this on the meta level. This is something that is present in all of the Soulsborne games. Power being found or given and not being fully understood, leading to the downfall of civilization. From Allant in this game, to humanity in Dark Souls, and Vendrick in Dark Souls 2, and every citizen of Yharnam in Bloodborne. They all suffer from reaching past what they understand in their greed for power and prosperity. Many people see the similarities between the writings of H.P. Lovecraft and these series of games mostly in the creatures present, but this idea that misunderstood technologies would destroy the world was always present. Lovecraft himself thought technological advances in the industrial age were ruining society and presented these themes in his writing through ancient gods and the cults that followed them. Let's take a look at two quotes from a letter he wrote in 1927 to a colleague. He writes, "It is my belief, and was so long before Spengler put his seal of scholarly proof on it, that our mechanical and industrial age is one of frank decadence." Later on in the letter he writes, "We live on memories, and I think that is all we can ever live on now, since mechanical invention has so appallingly divorced us from the soil." Many of the creatures and gods in Lovecraft's works were ambivalent toward humanity, only utilizing them when it serves their whims, and mostly being interpreted and used as a reason for certain subsections of the population to justify their evil deeds. The world mostly viewed these entities based on their followers and their actions. Okay, now let's apply some of this to the story and particularly the player character of Demon's Souls. The power to use the souls of these demons has been given to our player character as we venture into the kingdom to face off against the evil that has surfaced. Here's where one of the most important features becomes present: World Tendency. World Tendency is a system whereby the game changes on if you murder helpful NPCs or die too many times, and can swing from white to black based on your actions. The condition of the world is solely based on humanity and our character, not the Old One. Enemies can become stronger, and new enemies can arise if we interact with the world a certain way. This all comes to a head as we reach the Old One at the end of the game, and go inside to find a desiccated King Allant who has become a mindless servant of the Old One in his lust for power. I've talked to many people who feel let down by this last boss, and if the game is there solely from a gameplay perspective for you, I can understand this viewpoint. But from the perspective of the overall story arc, this is an important moment. We have fought through this world created by King Allant, by his actions that we may have taken along our path leading to him pushing it in the direction of good or bad. We are staring down at what we could be if we continue on our path of the black, or what we've avoided by following the path of the white. Here we are justified or torn by how we should proceed, which leads to our ultimate choice. Once King Allant has been killed, we are offered two choices. We can slay the Maiden in Black, our guide in this quest, or walk away leaving her to put the beast back to sleep. If we kill her, we are no better than Allant, and we become the servant of the Old One as it consumes the world. That is its purpose. But if we don't, it is put to sleep once again and the world is saved, all based on us, not the Old One itself. Now take a second and think about this. When the power was provided and discovered to and by humanity, it could have been used responsibly, as someone who maintains a white world tendency has, but the opposite was also true. The Old One did not awaken and begin to engulf the world out of malice, but as a defense mechanism for the misuse of this power. It was ambivalent until it had no choice. Should the world be saved for the cycle to repeat, as it inevitably will, or should the world be reset to prevent more suffering that has already happened? The choice is less straightforward than initially presented, just as Lovecraft would have loved. Thanks guys, I'm Stealing Mankind. Check out some of my other videos, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll be back in a couple weeks with the next episode, which is hopefully going to be on the movie Mother. Thanks for watching. Bye.